The F-35 Lightning II is a symbol of the pinnacle of modern military technology that has revolutionized the face of air combat in the 21st century. Designed by Lockheed Martin as a fifth-generation fighter jet, the F-35 not only relies on speed and firepower, but also highlights cutting-edge features such as stealth technology, sensor fusion, digital intelligence, and extraordinary multi-role capabilities. The presence of the F-35 makes the air battlefield not just a contest of maneuvers, but a bat. One of the main attractions of the F-35 is its ability as a true stealth aircraft. With an aerodynamic body design, sharp angles, and radar-absorbing materials, the F-35 can sneak into enemy territory without being detected. Unlike the F-22, which has frontal stealth features, the F-35 has stealth from various directions, making it almost impossible to be detected by conventional radar. Its heat exhaust system is also designed in such a way that its infrared footprint is very minimal, making it more than just a stealth aircraft. The F-35 brings sophistication through a sensor fusion system that combines various information from AESA radars, infrared cameras, DAS, and electro-optical systems, EOTS. All of this data is processed and displayed in real time in the pilot's helmet system, providing 360-degree situational awareness. This sophisticated helmet even allows the pilot to see through the aircraft's body, thanks to the integration of external cameras. With this feature, the F-35. Another advantage of the F-35 lies in its ability to carry out many missions at once. This aircraft is designed as a multi-role fighter that can fight in the air, attack ground targets, conduct reconnaissance, and electronic warfare. There are 3 F-35 variants that are tailored to the needs of each force: the F-35A for the Air Force, the F-35B for short takeoff and vertical landing, STOVL, capabilities, and the F-35C to operate from Navy aircraft carriers. All 3 have unique advantages, but one of the most revolutionary features of the F-35 is its pilot's helmet. The helmet-mounted display system, HMDS, on the F-35 is the most advanced in the world. This helmet eliminates the need for a conventional HUD because all important information is displayed directly on the helmet visor. The pilot can even lock onto a target by simply turning or looking at the target. With a price tag of more than $400,000, this helmet is not just a visual aid, but the main interface between humans and them. Interestingly, the F-35 is not just owned by the United States. This jet is part of a global military program involving many U.S. allies such as the UK, Japan, Italy, Israel, Australia, the Netherlands, Norway, and others. With integrated communication and data link systems, each F-35 fleet from various countries can share information with each other in real time. This creates a solid global combat network, strengthens military cooperation between countries, while providing collective air dominance. Overall, the F-35 Lightning II is not just an ordinary fighter jet, but an intelligent combat ecosystem that combines air power, digital technology, and global networks. Its ability to enter, attack, and return without being seen makes it an unmatched strategic weapon. It is no wonder that its presence is said to have changed the paradigm of air warfare in the modern era. Apart from its sophisticated technology and global network, the F-35 Lightning II also attracts attention because of its role in international politics and defense economics. The F-35 program is one of the largest and most expensive military projects in history, with development and production costs reaching more than $1.7 trillion for its entire life. This figure reflects the great ambition of the United States and its allies in creating a fighter aircraft that can survive in the future, facing. However, there is no small amount of criticism that has emerged against the F-35. Many parties question whether the high cost is commensurate with the results obtained. In the early days of its development, the F-35 faced various technical problems such as production delays, unstable software systems, and high maintenance requirements. But over time, Lockheed Martin and its industrial partners have made major improvements to the point that the F-35 is now considered one of the most capable aircraft. Another uniqueness is the F-35's highly selective and controlled export strategy. America does not sell this jet to just any country, but only to allies that are considered strategic and trustworthy. This not only strengthens the United States military alliance, but also creates technological dependence from user countries on systems, spare parts, and software updates from the US. In this context, the F-35 is not only a tool of war, but also a tool of diplomacy and global influence. On the modern battlefield, the F-35 has shown its potential. Countries like Israel have used the F-35 in real combat missions, including reconnaissance operations and strategic strikes in heavily defended areas. The ability of this aircraft to enter enemy airspace undetected, strike with precision, and then exit safely, shows enormous tactical value. Even countries like Russia and China have begun to respond by accelerating the development of their fifth-generation jets such as the Su-57 and J-20. No less important, the F-35 is also designed for the future of AI and drone-based warfare. With its combat network and digital control capabilities, the F-35 can act as a command center that controls loyal wingman drones, marks targets, and carries out missions without having to face the enemy directly. This makes it relevant not only for current conflicts, but also for next-generation warfare that relies heavily on artificial intelligence, cyber warfare, and real-time data communications. Ultimately, the F-35 Lightning II is more than just a stealth fighter jet. It is a symbol of modern military technological supremacy, a symbol of the United States' strategic power, and the meeting point between science, industry, and global military power. With its extraordinary advantages in stealth, sensors, combat networks, and multi-role missions, the F-35 has become a game-changer that will continue to dominate the skies in the decades to come. The presence of the F-35 Lightning II also triggered a major transformation in the way military training and doctrine are implemented in many countries. Because this aircraft relies heavily on digital systems, advanced sensors, and network-based software, F-35 pilots must be trained not only to fly and fight conventionally, but also to become digital tactical controllers. They must be able to read data streams, process sensor fusion information, and make quick decisions in a dynamic and electric. In the United States, F-35 pilot training is carried out in special facilities with high-level simulations that resemble real battlefield conditions, complete with cyber warfare and electronic warfare scenarios. This is also applied by other user countries. In fact, for the first time in the history of military aviation, mission rehearsal training can be done entirely virtually with very high accuracy. This allows for cost savings and increased combat readiness without draining physical resource. In terms of logistics and maintenance, the F-35 also introduced a new approach through the ALICE, Autonomic Logistics Information System, although it has now been replaced by a newer system called ODIN, Operational Data Integrated Network. This system allows digital management of aircraft conditions, from damage diagnosis, spare parts ordering, to mission planning. Although ALICE was initially widely criticized for being complex and slow, ODIN system updates are now much faster and more are. In the long term, the F-35 also encourages the birth of a global defense industry ecosystem. Countries that join the F-35 program not only buy aircraft, but are also involved in the production process. For example, Turkey was once a member of this program and produced important components of the F-35 before finally being removed due to the purchase of the S-400 defense system from Russia. The UK, the Netherlands, Italy, and Japan also take part in the manufacture of spare parts and assembly, WHI.